Buy or sell. It's not the right one. I need a new one. Should we? No, that's the news.
I am having a very bad day. I am in no mood.
We will start with the buys because the buys are the things that I think are the most positive, and we like to start with buys. Our first buy is Chris Bassit pitching against the A's in the reverse boycott game. If you guys are wondering why is Chris Bassit in the Oakland Coliseum and why are there so many fans, they had a reverse boycott again where they showed out and showed John Fisher that fans do want to come to the games. They're just choosing not to because they hate him, more or less. But I love this. Chris Bassit reaches down to scoop some of Oakland Coliseum dirt after his final strikeout today. His 2.36 ERA. The Coliseum is second lowest all time. Minimum 250 inning pitch. He's above Catfish, Vita Blue, Raleigh Fingers, Eck, Stu. Trails only Paul Lindblad, which who would have thought? Bass is a lover of baseball. He's always thinking about what's happening right this moment. He throws 8 shutout innings, and he grabs some dirt off the mound because he knows it's his last time pitching in the Coliseum, and it means a lot to him. And then the A's come back in the ninth, they win the game. So reverse boycott. A's win the reverse boycott game again 2-1. Your boy closed the last years.
Swing and a miss. He got him.
So it's just a lot of love and baseball around with the A's coming out on top at the end of the day, which isn't the best for the Toronto Blue Jays. And I'm sure Bass wanted the win, but best case scenario, I think, all around. Another buy, and this is for you guys out there that play fantasy baseball or whatever, maybe. I am buying Mitch Keller. So I had Mitch as a dark horse to win the Cy Young this year. Started off a little bit not great, but has since surged forward really quickly. One thing I want you to pay attention, Mitch Keller's last 7 games. He is 6-1 with a 1.61, 7 games started, 44 innings, 38 hits, allowed 105 whip with 42 strikeouts. That pretty dang good. Over his last 7 starts, 44 innings, what is that average? That average is just over 6 innings per outing. He's 6 1/3 innings. That's pretty good. He's going deeper into games. He's throwing quality outings. He's putting them in the position to win, and they have been winning as of late. So don't be surprised if the Pirates resurge a little bit, become more of a competitor here, which they have lately. My idea or my theory is, with the emergence of Skeens and the emergence of Jones, kind of taking that pressure off him being the first rounder that's supposed to be the savior. He's supposed to be the ace. He's supposed to be this. He's supposed to be that. Them coming in, taking a lot of that limelight kind of off him, has allowed him to kind of settle in and just be nasty and be kind of slept on. I think he thrives in the situations where he's a little bit of the underdog. Pretty good top of the rotation. I'd take those 3 against anybody right now. Next up, I am buying Bobby Witt Jr. And a lot of you guys will be like, dude, duh. I need to give you a little context for this is me buying now. Last year, I'm like, yeah, dude, he's having an insane year. He's really, really good, but he's so young. He's 23 years old. Let me see him do it another year. For example, Corbin Carrol, right? I want to see 2 years. I want to see consistency there on the things that you've done so well are part of the way that you play the game, not just because you're really talented. Bobby Witt was great. He was in the conversation for MVP last year, and right now he is my front runner for MVP this year. So I'm buying big time. Bobby Witt is the real deal. He's being paid the right way. He's being paid the amount of money, and he's a star you can build a team around. Look at this. He's batting .320, .927 OPS. He's a shortstop. He's almost stole 20 bags so far. He can run. He can field. He can hit. He can hit for power. He's everything you want. Look at this. Top freaking 7% in every expected stat. Bat speed. Oh no, he's only 86th percentile. Sure, he chased a little bit too much. He's averaging whiff. He can afford that. And his K rate's low as hell. And he could walk a little bit more. But again, why do you got to work walks when you got this skill set, right? Put the ball in play, you might be able to beat it out. We're buying on Witt.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
He's the best at everything. All right. And then last on my buy list, and this is really interesting. This is a trade. This is a buy trade. I think this guy's going to get, I think this guy would be a solid pickup. This isn't going to be one of the blockbuster trades, but I think this is a guy who could be a middle infield bat for somebody who is competing, because the team he is on isn't competing this year and hasn't competed in actually since he's been there. Louis Rengifo. So I know a lot of this, he's not hitting the ball super hard, but he's putting it in play. He doesn't strike out either, even though he doesn't walk a ton. He's getting on base.
Why do you like him?
He's getting on base. He's got 17 bags this year. So this guy is hitting 316 with 17 bags, and he's gone 264, 264, 316, and his OPS has gone up steadily over the last 3 years. He's become a better hitter. I think someone's going to pick him up at the deadline. I believe he's either a free agent after this year or next. So it won't take much to get him. I think he can help add a bat maybe to the back half of someone's of a contender's team and help them out for very little. Frankly, trading with the Angels is like, all you got to do is offer them some back-end reliever or something, and they'll be like, oh, yeah, that's what we need. More of those. More of those. He's got good results, even though this isn't projectable. We're not talking about signing him long-term. We're talking about being able to contribute to a contending team this year, because the Angels are not contending. And those are my buys for the week. Mason Miller, you said, as if he's going to be traded. Guys, I do not think Mason Miller would be traded. Do you know why? Because I wasn't traded last year. They should have gotten just like a bag of popcorn for me. Would have been more valuable. So let's talk about current sells. Our first sell of the day is Clay Holmes' Walkout song. Now, I know this is going to be the MCA, so we're not going to be able to put this anywhere, but I'm going to take a shot here because you need to hear this. Sell. You have an opportunity, Clay. Pick a better song. It's a good song. It's a terrible walkout song. For a starter, it gets like the vibe going, right? But like for a closer, come on, closer songs got to be like, you know? Ryan Presley used to come out with, I got friends in low places. I'm like, Press, it's not closing time at the bar, bro. Right? It's not 2 a.m. and you're just trying to get like 5 more Miller Lights in you before you leave. Nothing will top Enter Sandman. I strongly disagree. I think Hell's Bells was better than Enter Sandman. Do you know why? Because I like it when the guy actually chooses a song and it's not just giving him to him. I know, blast me to talk about Mo, but yeah, we're selling Clay Holmes' song. Clay, you are nasty, but god damn it, get a better song, bro. All right, we're also selling Monty. Those of you who don't remember about Jordan Montgomery, he held out for a very long time. He got no spring training, and he's paying for it. And he said so much. He said, I used to hate spring training. Now I love it. We have bottom 1% in pitching run value. Yikes. Fastball run value, 3. So what is going on with Jordan Montgomery? He's got a 6'8", 46 innings. He's only struck out 29 guys. Frankly, guys, he doesn't strike out a ton of people anyways. He's a 7 to 8 guys punch. He's below average in strikeout. I thought Monty was going to be overpaid because of playoff run, but I think he'd be this bad. I mean, you can't say he's overpaid on a 1-year deal, man. You can't. 1 year, 25 is even how this year is going. Still, for him to only get a 1-year deal was absolutely mind-boggling. Anyway, what's going on with him? 1, whole bunch of middle, 4-seam, lot in the middle with Montgomery. 2-seam, lot in the middle. These things are usually here on the edges. There's a lot more red here on the edges on both ones, and he's getting up a little bit more, and he's leaving a lot middle. This is like center of the zone. The biggest clusters are both center of the zone. Curveball, whole bunch in the middle. So if you're noticing middle, kind of middle. And the slider is his newest pitch. It's a sweeper, by the way. He's throwing a sweeper, and he just hasn't found any continuity in that. He switched from a cutter to a sweeper. He threw the cutter last year 1.6% of the time. This year he's throwing this 2.4% of the time. This is just a non-factor too. But he tried to learn a new pitch and have no spring training. Not a great. He's a command pitcher. He is. And he's had very little command this year. But if you look, the curveball usage has gone up a lot because it's the only thing that's been remotely successful. But even then, let's check it out. It's -1. The only thing with a positive run value is 1. And that's a slider that he's thrown 18 times. Not great, but he's got to move to the edges. His movement's pretty similar. It's increased a lot in different pitches simply because the velos are all down. So his slider has dropped 1.7 miles an hour. Curveball has dropped 1.7 miles an hour. His sinker has dropped almost 2 miles an hour. And his 4-seam has dropped almost 2 miles an hour. When your velo drops, and you're not commanding the ball very well, this is what happens. And the thing is with him, the margin for error, if he gets in this mode, this is what we see. This is how this is the difference between really good Monty and really not good Monty. He can't get by on stuff because stuff is not his game. Command is his game. We've sold on Jordan Montgomery, and in that same vein, Blake Snell, big sells. Now, this is very interesting. This is the ex-WOBA. This is how hard you're getting hit. That is not ideal. This is from the beginning of the season into now. So what happened to Blake Snell? Everything's moving generally the same. So what is it? Curveball, slider. What are you noticing about the clusters here? They're balls. He does not throw his breaking balls for strikes. So the only thing he is throwing for strikes is fastball. By the way, this is actually not bad command. Yeah, there's some in the middle here, but he's staying on the top of the zone, and his fastball's moving the same. But it's getting hammered. Do you know why? Because they don't even have to worry about his breaking ball early in counts because he cannot throw it over the plate. Like, these are just not over the plate, man. They're not only not in the box, they're to the left. They're both low and off the plate. Hitters see this, go, no. Like, they're just not chasing. He was getting a lot of chase before because he was able to throw this both in the zone and out of the zone. Now he's only throwing it out of the zone. So he's become inevitably a two-pitch pitcher, fastball, changeup, which these are not terrible. They're not great, but they're not terrible. He needs to be like right here on the edge and below. He's become a two-pitch pitcher where his second pitch is actually his fourth pitch. Has he really ever, though? Has he? Yes, he has. More than he is now. Like, Zetters, it's really bad. I'll show you right here. In zone percent, 31% slider. Where's the curveball? 31.9%. Guys, over 2/3 of the time it's not in the zone. Hitters can just be like, I'm just not going to swing. Another big red flag. Slider, 70.1% comp lock, and curveball, 63.7% comp lock. So competitive location percent, this is also another really interesting one, is if you drew a dot in the middle of the zone, and then you drew a perfect circle that is 18 inches all the way around, that's what competitive location means. That's like the highest percentage of chase pitches. So it includes the zone and a little bit outside the zone. And then outside of that circle, so it's basically a secondary zone that's a little bit bigger than the first one. Outside of that circle is not a non-competitive pitch. The league average is like 88%. He's at 80%. And for his two breaking balls, they're at 70 and 63%. So not only are the pitches not in the strike zone, they're not competitive. One of every three, at least the curveball. They're not even competitive. They're to the point where guys simply don't even think about swinging them from the moment it leaves his hand. That is bad. And then we have paint. This is the number of inches from the edge of the strike zone, wherever it is, on average. His curveball is missing the strike zone by an average of 3.5 inches. So what does Blake need to do? Throw your curveball, see if you can throw it over for a strike, because they're going to stand there. No one's going to swing at it. They're crushing his fastball because he can't throw anything else over. As soon as he starts lollipopping those over and they got to respect it, that's going to open up his fastball. It's like two adjustments. If these just go over the plate more, his fastball and his changeup will get 10 times better, and he'll become old Blake Snell. He's this close. I've sold on him so far. I believe in the second half, he will come back like a phoenix. That is Blake Snell, and I'm selling. Our last player for our sell, Corbin Carrol. Corbin is hitting 204 on base. Still pretty good. Plus 80 points on base over average is solid. I will always take that. That means he's got a good idea. Like, he's still walking. He's still not striking out, and he's still not whiffing a ton. So these are all consistent. This is what it's been. He's still good there, and he's still got bat speed. So what else is going on? Sophomore slump, but yes. But what causes a sophomore slump? Pretty clear. It's pretty awesome, actually, what I noticed. So if you go look, like, he's being pitched, he's getting abused with fastballs this year at 7% more. Why? Why are the fastballs giving him fits? How is he hitting fastballs? Let's see. How's he doing against fastballs? He's batting .215 against fastballs this year. 17% whiff. He's not whiffing more, but his exit velo is 88.1. So he's not hitting fastballs hard. I use expected WOBA, basically like how hard are you going to hit a pitch? This is this year. So if you see, this is pretty much all he's hitting hard. Now, last year's expected WOBA looks like this. Look at this. All of this over here. He was smashing these pitches, and now he's not. Why? So we have both season in here, and they're stacked up, right? So here's him in the changeups. Miss rate, change, 22%. Change this year, 25%. Splitter, last year, 17.6%. This year, 45.8%. He is getting abused by splitters.
Stop! He's already dead.
And now his bat is in between in between the speed of a fastball and a changeup, and he's hitting neither one of them hard. That's what's happening. It's not that he's getting fooled by the movement as much. He's getting fooled by the speed. His ability to identify that pitch, he's in between it. So he's not like getting to the fastball and then like staying on the splitters. His go cue is somewhere in between the things. So he's like not hitting fastballs hard. That's why he's late. He's hit 2 home runs. Oppo hasn't pulled a homer yet. And a swing and miss in his splitters. He's trying to slow his like stay back longer to get to that changeup of that splitter, which has then made him late on fastballs, made him struggle with fastballs, not hit him as hard. And when that happens, because splitters and changeups tunnel so well together, you're gonna get in between. You don't want to get caught in between. So that's what he's struggling with. But again, I am selling on Corbin Carrol, but I might buy in the second half. We'll find out next week. That has been buy and sell. Let me know in the comments below what else I should consider when doing buy or sell. That's the sound now.